Friday, I uploaded a video to this channel in which I was talking about my Falcon pipes. And I didn't realize at that time that there's a thing called Falcon Friday, in which people, pipe smokers, will upload videos or make posts about the Falcon pipes on a Friday. Falcon Friday makes sense. So, as I say, I didn't realize about that it was a thing. But then someone commented on my video and said, welcome to Falcon Friday. And so this week, I am doing a Falcon Friday video. And it's quite a purpose, really, because this week I purchased a new Falcon. Now, I've got several Falcon pipes in my collection, but most of my Falcons are straight. But just lately, I've started to prefer the bent style. And one of the Falcons I smoke more than any other, in fact, I do smoke them more than any of my Falcons now, is this bent Falcon here. So the new Falcon I bought this week is another one in this style, but it's kind of a companion piece to this, because where this has got the red outer part and the blue inner stem, my new Falcon is the opposite. It's got the blue outer and the red inner, otherwise it's exactly the same pipe. But with this one, I also thought I'd go a little bit flashier, and I purchased a carbon fiber bowl for this. I don't know how well the camera is picking that up. Now the bowl obviously is not carbon fiber, it's a briar bowl, but it's got this carbon fiber effect, and I think it looks rather dashing on the blue stem. You know, I just love this pipe. Now I'm gonna take a quick smoke in this a minute, and I'm gonna use a tobacco which I also purchased today when I got the pipe. Bit of an unusual tobacco for me because I don't buy many aromatics, but I saw this Mac Baren Red Ambrosia, which I know is a cherry flavoured tobacco. I think once upon a time this was called Cherry Ambrosia or something along those lines. I'll have to check that out. But it's Mac Baren tobacco. It's made in Denmark by Mac Baren Tobacco Company. So it's made in Denmark. But in the UK, it's actually distributed by Gareth Ogath, the famous Kendall tobacco blenders. On the packet, it tells us on the pouch that this blend consists of Virginia and Burley tobaccos, which are pressed, stored, cut into big slices, and finally partly rubbed out. Finally, the blend is mixed with a modern Cavendish made of bright Virginia leaf. Now, as this is the chief part of this video is about my new Falcon, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Falcon, although I don't see a point in this because everyone watching this probably knows already. But Falcons, of course, have interchangeable bowls, so you can pop the bowl off. This area here is called the humidor, and it collects the moisture, so Falcons generally always give you a dry smoke, and you can pop what's called a dry ring in here. I tend to make these out of a pipe cleaner, but the pipe came with this, so this is actually a proprietary Falcon dry ring. I'm just going to pop the bowl back on some carbon fiber bowl and fill it up with this red Ambrosia from Mac Baren, which is a cherry flavoured tobacco. To accompany this, I'm drinking a glass of Scotch on the Rocks, a White and Mackay to be specific, and I will be reviewing White and Mackay later in the week as part of my whiskey blend series. I'm also going to be reviewing a couple of single malts over the coming weeks. I purchased a bottle of Cotswold, so it's an English single malt, which I'm very excited to try. You heard good things about Cotswolds. And I'll be doing a video for that, so keep an eye on this channel if whiskey is something you're interested in. There'll also be beer reviews, and I've just finished reading The Fellowship of the Ring, which is the first part of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, because it occurred to me that although I know the Lord of the Rings story, and I have read The Hobbit in the past, I'd never read the actual Lord of the Rings trilogy, and I decided to put that right. I did start Fellowship of the Ring many years ago and was really enjoying it, but something happened and the book got put down, and I didn't come back to it for a few weeks, and then as it turned out, I never did come back to it. But I've really enjoyed the Fellowship of the Ring, so look out for that review here very soon. I've just got to gather my thoughts because it's quite an intense book, and there's a lot happening and a lot to talk about, so I want to get everything clear in my head before I do the review. So let's spark up this Falcon on this sunny Falcon Friday with the carbon fibre bow. That does look so handsome. There's a charring light. I have smoked a bowl of this earlier. As soon as I come home from work, I opened the package that this came in. I purchased several other tobaccos when I made my order. So I had Peterson's luxury mix and 2 tins. I only meant to order 1, but somehow I duplicated I put a 2 instead of a 1. I'll show you that Peterson luxury blend, which I purchased. Never tried this. I'm looking forward to trying it. And this was recommended to me by a commenter on this channel. On one of my videos he commented, and he told me I really need to try this out. It's Pessie Canoe Latakia Flake 40. This is a lat bomb. It's 40% Latakia, and I do like Latakia based blends, and it comes from Glendora Tobacco. On accident I purchased 2 tins instead of the 1, but that's good though, because this is 100 grams now. What I'll do, I'll keep the 1 tin in my cellar for a while to allow it to get a bit of age, and I'll smoke this one. So I will be reviewing this tobacco very soon. So let's get the Falcon going. It's at its charring light.
As I watch the sun descending and the birds fly home to rest, in the hush when day is ending, that's the hour when I feel blessed, smoking my pipe.
Well, the tobacco, it's not my usual style of tobacco. I bought it on a whim really because I wanted to try it out. Do you know, I've smoked so many different tobaccos, but I don't think I've ever smoked a cherry blend, and I thought I'd try it, and it does give you the taste of cherries, but it's not the type of tobacco that I would smoke that regularly. So this will probably be the only pouch was just bought out of curiosity, and I wouldn't say it's a bad tobacco. In fact, it's quite pleasant. It's just not to my taste. But if you like aromatics and specifically cherry based blends, then you're going to really enjoy this red ambrosia.
Smoking my pipe like a whisper.
It is slow burning though, and it has got that cherry taste, which is, I suppose, what you'd expect from a cherry blend.
But through the cornfield comes a gentle evening breeze. At the doorway of my cottage I recall old memories. Smoking my pipe, smoking my pipe. Though
The Falcon, these pipes can just handle anything you can throw at them. English blends, Oriental blends, aromatics, anything you throw at a Falcon it can handle, and it always gives a cool dry smoke. Do you know, there are pipe people out there who despise Falcons, you know, and they find them ugly because of the metal. I don't think they're ugly. I think that's quite a beautiful pipe, as is the other Falcon, its companion. See the two of them together now? Twins. I probably don't ever need to buy another pipe, but I told you earlier in the week I bought a new Peterson, and I still try and get estate pipes at fair prices on eBay. I lost out on a couple of Petersons this last week because I wouldn't pay the price, but I probably will buy a few more Falcons. Because many years ago when I gave up cigarette smoking, because I was a chronic cigarette smoker, so I cast the pipe aside as well because I was scared that the pipe would lead me back down the road into cigarette smoking. I gave a lot of my Falcons away. I gave a lot of pipes away. I really regret that now. But I had a number of the Shillelagh, or however you pronounce it, with the twisted stem. I've got none now. I want to get a couple of those back. But the Shillelagh only seem to be available in straights, which as I say, I've come to the stage where I much prefer a bent Falcon. I just find them so comfortable in the mouth.
Those far off places beyond the blue, familiar faces that once I...
Okay, the tobacco. It's very cherryish. The topping they use on this is a strong topping. It punches through with that cherry flavour. And the room note, I suspect, is quite pleasant. It's always difficult for me to pick out a room note when I'm smoking a blend. But it doesn't bite at all as an aromatic, and I'm smoking this rather quickly. But I suppose the main purpose of this video is to talk about the beauty of the Falcon pipe. I do love these babies.
I knew. I recall those days behind me and the happiness they meant. Every sundown you will find me with a heart that is content, smoking my pipe.
Plenty of smoke coming from this. As I say, cherry is a predominant thing there. Can't get anything else out of this except the cherry. This topping is overpowering.
Smoking my pipe.
I mean, it can have its place, a tobacco like this.
You remember the first time we met?
Yeah, maybe for a change of pace from time to time, it's quite nice. Certainly not a bad tobacco. It's pretty.
You were the only one in that railway carriage who didn't like me smoking my dear old pipe. Compromise, I opened the window. What a lovely surprise you gave me on our wedding day. A tobacco jar.
It's just not the type of blend that I would buy. Oh, another thing, I showed you these tobaccos I bought here, this and the Peterson. I also bought 50 grams of Bob's Flake, which used to be called Bob's Chocolate Flake, but they changed all the rulings again of the silly tobacco legislation. They're not allowed to call it Bob's Chocolate Flake anymore, so it's called Bob's Flake. I've jarred that up. That is one aromatic I do particularly like, is Bob Chocolate Flake. I probably won't smoke it at the moment because I only bought the 50 grams and I put it in a brand new Kilner jar. I'll probably buy another 50 grams next time I make a tobacco order. And fill the jar to the top and let it go for a few months and maybe add the odd bowl out of it. Because I'm determined to let the chocolate flake age. Because every time I've had it in the past, I tended to smoke it really fast. And what has, since coming back to pipe smoking, what has amazed me is, during the time I was away from pipe smoking, as I say, I gave a lot of my pipes away. I also gave quite a few tobaccos away. But I kept the load back in jars. So the tobaccos that I've been smoking out of my jars now have had 7 or 8 years of aging in it. And tobaccos I was really familiar with are so different after all these years of aging. It's just, you know, it's quite amazing what a bit of age can do to a tobacco. So I'm going to age this Bob's Chocolate Flake and try and resist temptation and not smoke it for a year or so. Shall I show it to you? There she is. That's 50 grams of Bob's Chocolate Flake. I printed a label off on the internet and glued it to the jar. As I say, this is sold at the moment simply as Bob's Flake because I can't use the chocolate flake, but people who buy it know this is Bob's Chocolate Flake. The aroma on this stuff, you know, it's absolutely amazing. If you've never tried this tobacco, then you need to try it. It is fantastic. A blend from Samuel Garworth or Garworth Orga. It's one of the two. I'd have to check, but it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I've labelled it there 0625. as to remind me that this went in the jar at the end of June 2025. So I'll add to it now because there's 50 grams in there. I reckon to jam this to the top I'd have about 200 grams, so another three pouches of 50 grams added to it will keep it nice and full, and allow this aging to do its business. As if I can resist the temptation not to smoke it. I do love this stuff. I've also jarred up the early morning pipe that I reviewed the other day, and I've ordered another 50 grams of that from GQ Tobaccos, which will also go in the jar with it. A similar thing with that early morning. I was very impressed with that, and I want to give it a bit of aging because Rick Newcomb, in his book, his second book, Still Searching for Pipe Dreams, talks about aged early morning, and I want to give that a try. And you know what? No matter how long I age the tobaccos for, the Falcon will still be going strong when they're ready. These are amazing little pipes. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
How I remember.
Anyway, that'll do for now. I'm gonna finish this bowl of goopy red ambrosia, cherry by any other name. Please subscribe to this channel, give me a thumbs up and leave a comment. Keep coming back because there's so many videos to come. In fact, if you click the little bell, you'll get a notification every time I upload another video. Anyway, thanks for watching. Cheers, Solange, and Yakida.